Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the cryptocurrency market today as the Bitcoin bulls have defended the 50-period moving average on the daily chart with price action now back above the weekly open at 56,700. And now we've yet to test this $58,300 level or get above it, which we all know would be the confirmation of continued upside. But I have something extremely interesting to talk about. Ethereum is still seeing sideways price action as we predicted. The total cryptocurrency market cap chart forming a new all-time high. And notice how we saw this bullish retest of this support as we talked about yesterday for those tuned into the Snipers channel. But we do have this potential bearish divergence forming here with a higher high in price action and a lower high in RSI. But more interestingly enough, I want to give a shout out to Adonis from our Discord group, because when we look at others' dominance, which does include Ethereum in the mix, you can see we actually broke this ascending support level that dates back to the start of altcoin season in January of 2021. And notice how we talked about this potentially breaking yesterday, now testing the 50-day moving average. But Adonis gave us the formula to look at a custom chart of altcoins that includes the top 100 coins minus Ethereum and stable coins, of course, and of course minus Bitcoin. And notice how this chart is forming new all-time highs, indicating that the strength in this market right now is in altcoins outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum. We have a lot of developments to talk about today. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. If you appreciate this content, remember to smash the like button. First, I want to talk about what's happening to Bitcoin, because we know the long-term perspective of this market is going to depend on whether or not Bitcoin is going to see continued highs, because if so, then we can assume a lot more strength in the cryptocurrency market. However, if we continue to see garden variety market behavior between 49,700 and 58,300, there is a potential that we're still going to see sideways price action, and we've yet to get the confirmation of new highs for Bitcoin. We really need to get above the $58,300 level. I don't want to keep beating the stick at the tree. And, you know, we've been talking about the $58,300 level for so long now. So at this point, that is the major level. We need to get above 58,300. We're so close to it. We're showing strength now back above the weekly open and testing this monthly open right now. We're sitting right at that $57,750 level. We just need to get above 58,300. It's not too high at this point. We are at this level. If we can get above that, then we can assume that we could potentially see new highs for Bitcoin. The next level we want to watch to the upside, of course, is going to be this support level that held here in March and in April, and notice, or I'm sorry, in February, and notice how this support level, if we were to extend this, shows confluence with this major resistance at 61,900 US dollars. And so if we get the break above 58,300, I think 61,900 is going to be right back into the equation. And really we have the $64,855 level as this major upside target. If we get here, we get back above this support level that we were just talking about, and that could be the confirmation of new all-time highs. But of course, it all starts with 58,300. If we see downside from this level, then 49,700 comes back on the table, especially if we get back below the weekly open sitting at 56,500. So Bitcoin is the big part of this market, and it affects the rest of the cryptocurrency. So we want to see the confirmation of 58,300 and a break above, which was the Elon Musk pump high, of course, if we want to assume Bitcoin's strength, and that would be positive for the overall market. And then we'll talk about a little bit of the developments here with the altcoins. So Ethereum, you can see we're still seeing sideways price action right around this $3,300 to $3,400 level, exactly like we were talking about. I still think this weekly and monthly open are on the table as a potential opportunity for a long if we get any sort of downside. However, if we start to see strength with the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart coming back to test this 65,000 Satoshi level, because we've already got a bullish tail on the daily candle that closes in 6 hours, then we can assume further highs for Ethereum. But when we look at the market right now, which is what's most important, because what the market is telling you right now is where investors are foreseeing the future, of course, the market is showing us here that we're still seeing bullish price action with cryptocurrencies, but when we look at others' dominance, which includes Ethereum in the mix, notice how we've come all the way back down to this 50-period moving average to test it for the first time since this trend has started. And what a coincidence that yesterday was the first time I ever mentioned a possibility of this ascending support level breaking, and guess what? The next day it happens. That, to me, shows us that for those tuned into the Snipers channel, we are sniping every aspect of the markets, not just cryptocurrencies, but we're looking at traditional markets as well. And that's a great thing. Bitcoin dominance coming down, others dominance coming down. What's coming up? Well, look at this chart here that Adonis, once again, thank you so much, Adonis, for giving us this formula. You can create custom charts on TradingView. This is altcoins outside of Ethereum, Bitcoin, and the stable coins, of course. And it looks at the top 100 coins, new highs. That's why we're seeing Bitcoin Cash, Dogecoin, Litecoin, seeing these highs, because the money right now is flowing to altcoins outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we just want to put that puzzle piece out there and keep it in mind as we move into the next week, into the next month, just to see and monitor how is others' dominance versus this chart going to continue over the next few weeks, because maybe the strategy could shift into Q2, into Q3, where altcoins outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum are really where the massive opportunities will be, and we might start to see more of some sideways price action with Ethereum, kind of like what happened with Bitcoin when it first saw new all-time highs heading into the $40,000, the $50,000, and $60,000 range, and now fluctuating in between those ranges. So I just want to put that out there. I think it's exciting to see things like this develop on the chart. It's so exciting to see things like others' dominance come straight to our target exactly when we mentioned that this could potentially break. And that was something, I mean, who could have predicted that? How many times did this support level hold in January since the start of altcoin season? And then, of course, finally, we see this retest of the 50-period moving average. But remember, this includes Ethereum, and more people watch this chart, less people watch this chart. Of course, this is a very custom chart. Shout out to Adonis. And with that, I want to talk about traditional markets because, of course, this will have a huge effect on the cryptocurrency markets because they affect traditional markets. And for those that remember March 2020, you know what happened when traditional markets fell. The cryptocurrency market also fell with the traditional market. So there's obviously a correlation there. Notice here, we're still above the 100-period moving average. We're above the weekly and monthly open, showing strength with the DXY. And the weekly chart shows us here that this 20-week moving average has yet to show any weakness. We've had every weekly candle so far hold this 20-week moving average. It looks like we want to continue further up here for the DXY, and there is a potential inverse head and shoulder pattern here if the dollar starts to strengthen. I know they're talking about the U.S. Judiciary Committee talking about raising interest rates, and we can get into all the fundamentals, but you guys are here to watch the technicals. That's what I'm best at. That's what I want to show you guys. I'm here to be your umpire. I'm not here to talk about what you watch on CNN, right? So notice here that we have a potential reversal here. And if this happens, notice the S&P 500 already showing slight signs of weakness. Nothing to go home and tell grandma about to pull out her retirement fund. But notice how we are below the previous weekly open, the monthly open, the weekly open. We're just kind of sitting here flat type of top. So if this starts to come down to the 50-period moving average, like all of the other traditional markets internationally have already done, then we need to address the last puzzle piece, and that could bring some downside in other markets. We're starting to see strength with precious metals, indicating institutions may be hedging right now when it comes to traditional stocks, bonds, and so forth into commodities instead. And we want to monitor this gold to Bitcoin chart because we are seeing chart vibration of this major 50-period moving average here. If we invert this chart, you have a better idea of what I'm talking about. We've maintained this as a bullish trend. First time we're starting to see weakness. Let's monitor this as a potential top indicator. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to win one of my favorite books on value investing, Principles by Ray Dalio, comment below, share this video. You'll have a chance to win. I'll go ahead and pick a winner from our video yesterday to win Principles, and we'll wrap up this video. And once again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I couldn't do this without you. BW says, Naeem, you're the man. I'd love to win one of those books. Thanks for all the awesome TAs. Send me a message on Instagram. The link is in the description below. And with that, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Very exciting developments in the cryptocurrency market and the overall markets. And with that, until next time, snipers